Welcome to the Upside podcast, where we help you get unstuck in your life and your business by elevating your thinking and provoking meaningful change from the inside out. I'm your host, Theresa Flood, and today I'm going to talk about a phenomenon that has hit our culture. And actually, I think it has probably been going on since the beginning of time, but it is now coined a phrase, I guess, within the last couple years, and that is quiet quitting. Yes, quiet quitting. No longer do we just quit. We quiet quit, which is a very interesting thing. So I'm going to give you a couple stats that I found about quiet quitters, which is basically just we don't actually say we're done. We just slowly quit doing what it takes. We just slowly kind of phase out of playing all in. So get this. 60% of workers report to being quiet quitters. I mean, clearly that was an anonymous poll, I guess. I'm not sure I admit to that, but good for their authenticity. 23% of employees, only 23% said they are actively engaged at work. So that means roughly 3 out of 4 employees worldwide are either disengaged or actively disengaged. 18% of workers are actively disengaged, meaning they're not just doing the bare minimum, they're also unhappy, resentful, grumpy, toxic. Companies with high engagement are 23% higher profitability and 43% lower turnover than those who have low engagement. I think that's not super surprising. So quiet quitting is not just a personal issue. It affects performance, profits, everything of the larger company. Younger workers, so Gen Z and millennials, are most likely to quiet quit. They cite reasons as lack of career growth, poor leadership, burnout, and misalignment with company values. 50% of quiet quitters say they started disengaging because they feel like their efforts were not recognized or rewarded. So we're going to talk for a second about quiet quitters. And I know that the majority of you that listen to this podcast go, well, that doesn't apply to me. I am not an employee. I know I'm talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, but I want to challenge you and I want to challenge myself that we can often show up as quiet quitters in any area of our lives. We can show up as a quiet quitter when it comes to our health and fitness. We can show up as a quiet quitter in our relationships, and we can show up as a quiet quitter in our entrepreneurial endeavors and in our businesses. And so I want to give you some ways that it shows up as an entrepreneur. It shows up like losing passion for the mission. You stop feeling excited about work that you once loved. You start avoiding the growth activities, meaning you stop doing the things to generate more business. You get yourself busy being busy, and you quit doing the things, the selling, the marketing, the lead generation that's going to cause you to grow. You procrastinate your important tasks. You operate in survival mode. So basically, you do the bare minimum just to keep things afloat. You're not thinking long term. You're not investing into your business to see how you're going to succeed in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. You're just doing whatever it takes to get through the next month and get a commission. You're ignoring your personal development. You've stopped investing in your skills, your leadership, or your mindset growth. You settled for good enough. You're no longer striving for excellence, innovation, or better results. You've maybe decided this is as good as I'm ever going to be in my business, and I'm just going to be okay with that. Burnout behaviors. You're feeling tired, resentful, disconnected, overwhelmed, and you're not making any changes. So in short, being a quiet quitter as an entrepreneur, it looks like you're still working. As a matter of fact, people around you don't even realize that you have quiet quit, but in your heart, your energy and your creativity have checked out. So you're keeping the lights on, but you're no longer truly building. So I want to talk to those of you who might be in a quiet quitting state. You're just tired. You're kind of done. You're no longer inspired by this business that you were once so excited about. I want to give you 5 things that I think we can do to help reignite. And the first thing is to always connect and reconnect to your why. Go back to the reason that you started. And I promise it was beyond money. It was beyond status. What was the mission that excited you? Who were you passionate about serving? What difference did you want to make? Spend time journaling about it, talking about it, sharing about it, dig deep, get emotionally reconnected with why you started in the first place. You started this business for a reason. You jumped into this pursuit. You had a goal, you had a dream. Don't stop short of it. Number 2, reset your vision. Sometimes we end up quiet quitting because the original goals when we started have been met. You had the goal to become the number 1 agent in your office or in your city, and you are there. So there's this feeling of, okay, what now? I've already done that. Or maybe those goals are just outdated, right? There's just innovation happens, things change, and so you need to reset your vision. How you started maybe does look a little bit different. I would challenge you to dream bigger. Think beyond what you've already accomplished. Set fresh and meaningful targets. Start spending time really just dreaming about the kind of life that you want to live and what you want to create. Sometimes we just get so in the muck, we get so into the day-to-day that we don't stop for a minute, slow down to really set vision. The third thing to avoid being a quiet quitter is to audit your energy. Look at what drains you versus what energizes you. If you are doing a lot of tasks that are soul-sucking, delegate them or don't do them. There's a great book by Rory Vaden called Procrastinate on Purpose. It's the 5 Permissions of Time. I would highly recommend that book. But if you have things in your life that you are doing on a regular basis that is really draining your energy, life is too short. It doesn't mean we only get to do the things that we love to do. There are always going to be hard things in our pursuit of anything worthwhile. But if you are built a business or built a life on the foundation of things you do not love to do, I'm going to challenge you to reevaluate that, because what you love to do is probably also going to be what you are good at. So find ways to audit your energy. Spend time maybe listing everything that drains you, and then ask yourself, does this actually have to be done? Do I need to just not do this at all and nobody would even notice? Do I need to delegate this? Can somebody else do this for me? And what can I add into my business? What can I add into my schedule that's going to energize me for the next thing? The fourth thing is to redefine success, both short-term and long-term. So if you go back to one of the reasons why it's said that the younger generation quietly quits is because they don't feel appreciated, meaning they're not seeing the impact fast enough. They're not feeling like what they're doing is making a difference. They're not feeling like there's enough wins for them. So as an entrepreneur, you have to go sometimes and create some wins, set micro goals and celebrate your progress. Don't be afraid to slow down for a minute. You don't have to only celebrate at the end of the year or when the big goal happens. Find ways to celebrate all along the way. And the fifth thing is recommit to your personal growth. A stagnant entrepreneur is a stagnant business. One of the things we teach at Keller Williams is that your business will grow to the extent that you do. Very rarely will somebody quiet quit when they are growing personally. Very rarely. Invest in a coach, a mastermind, leadership training, read books, listen to podcasts, do things to start pushing and developing your growth. It could be that you've been doing the same thing. You are at the top of your game. It's time for you to start turning around and helping others do what you have done. Start investing in the younger generation, or not necessarily in chronological years, but those who are just starting. Take somebody under your wing. That's going to help ignite passion in you for why you're doing what you're doing. But I just want to encourage all of you that are maybe, I don't know what I'm doing with this mic here. I want to encourage all of you who are maybe feeling like you have silently quiet quitted in some area. And I want to challenge you, don't you quiet quit on yourself. Because you chose to do this. You had a goal, you had a vision. Stop negotiating with yourself. You owe it to yourself. In real estate, there is nothing more frustrating for a realtor when a buyer or a seller wants to renegotiate contract price after it's already executed. that is incredibly annoying, right? Now we understand we're negotiating repairs, but when they come back and go, actually, I'd really like to, renegotiate this and offer less. Nope. Guess what? You signed a contract. And some of us in our business with our goals, we're renegotiating what we have already put a contract on. And I just want to encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. Don't you quiet quit. Do what it takes to audit your energy, to reignite your passion, to reignite your vision, because I promise you it will be worth it. That's another episode of The Upside, where you invest in your life and your business every single day. It will yield you great returns. I appreciate you tuning in. Would you do me a favor and like or subscribe to this podcast? You can go to Theresa Flood, Theresa with an H, there'saflood.com to subscribe. And I will send you each week, along with a reminder that the new episode is dropping, I'm going to send you a teaching guide. And the reason that I do that is so that you can take this content and turn around and teach it to a group that you lead, and it gives you something of value to be able to impart into others. Hope that's a value to you. As always,